What's good in the hood? It's your boy Ese Doc. This is The Drop, coming to you live on this Sunday from Las Vegas, Nevada, where the weather is pretty damn nice right now. The weather's been bipolar probably the last week. So it's ranging from like 60 degrees to like fucking 90 degrees and shit. Makes it pretty hard to like plan like a pool outing or, any sort of outing for that matter. But anyways, it's all good. Today is a sunny day. And so on today's show, so I talk a lot about, relationships. So if you look at, a lot of my content, a lot of my episodes, a lot of it has to do with relationships, because I feel that we don't, talk about it enough, and relationships are the glue that keeps society together. And you have so many different content creators, platforms that just give a lot of information, a lot of validating kind of content, right? That you just kind of take it and it just kind of fills a void, and then maybe you apply it to your situation, and it doesn't work out. It's just a lot of candy out there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of sugar. A lot of sugar mouthing content, not a lot of veggies and meat and potatoes, but it's okay to have a little bit of sugar. You just gotta balance it out. You gotta get your food for thought. You also gotta get that good content that's giving you that stuff that maybe you don't want to hear, but you need to hear. Because you gotta offset all the other stuff that's out there. So again, the purpose of this show and this episode is just to help to give insight, to both men and women, as to, what the other party, needs. Maybe you're in a relationship right now and things are stalled out, they're not really going anywhere. Maybe both of the people there are just complacent, they're bored, they don't know what to do. So if that's you, maybe this, episode is for you. If you're a single person or just, maybe coming out of a relationship, right? And you're trying to gain some insight as to, what happened, in the relationship, as far as maybe some of the things that you could have done differently, right? So, if you're in limbo, right? So maybe you're in between relationships, you're, maybe, pondering, having, not going back, but, rekindling a relationship. So, all these scenarios would fit, this show. So, one of the things that, I think that couples get the most confused about is what they think their partner, wants. And we'll start with what the men get wrong, ladies. All right. So, what the men often get wrong in relationships, right, is to maintain that courting process, to maintain that same level of energy that, the man had in the beginning of the relationship, right? Because in the beginning of a relationship, he's pursuing, he's doing all the right things, he's being very positive, he's being very supportive, he's listening to you, he's validating all the things that you're saying, right? When you guys talk, it feels good to talk to that guy, right? And then as the relationship, gets deeper, and once you all are move in together, let's say, right, then you start noticing that things start to kind of taper off a little bit. You're not seeing that same level of enthusiasm, and plus you live together. I think that when you live with someone, it requires a different set of skills. And I think maybe this is why a lot of people are single. But at the same time, there's a lot of benefit to being with someone, and having a partner in your life. I don't think you want to be alone. I don't think anyone wants to be alone. Regardless of what social media says, regardless of what people say, what I have seen is that nobody wants to be alone. Now, you may not, be with someone in a committed relationship, but you're not alone because you have people that you talk to, right? So it's not like you're alone. I don't think that people want to be alone. But, when you move in with someone, it requires a different set of skills and things that maybe you were not taught. And when you move in with someone, it like automatically you kind of get into certain patterns, and they're subconscious patterns. It's not like you're aware, right? Like, now I'm going to start behaving like my mom did, or, guys, now I'm going to start behaving like my dad did. My dad would do this. And then, you kind of automatically like go into this role, I guess, and if you don't, then that's great. That's the ideal, right? But you tend to go into like certain roles, and I wish it wouldn't be that way. I wish that, you can move in with someone and maintain that same kind of level of freedom that you gave each other, but, just have that love grow and get closer, and adjust well. But for some reason, it brings up, different things when you move in with a person. Not to say that you shouldn't, you should just be conscious about it. Because if you're conscious about it, then you can take certain actions to improve the chances of your relationship working out. But, there's very simple things, right? And this is something that, could be argued. But, there's very simple things. You don't have to like memorize this whole book to make your relationship work, okay? I think it comes down to two very, very, very simple things. All right, and I said I was going to start with the guys, right? So, guys, we tend to do a lot, when we court women, right? We will take you out, we'll buy you, maybe flowers, you know what I'm saying? Expensive dinners. Dinners nowadays are no less than $200, right? So you take her out on a nice date, and it's going to run you about $200, $300. So we invest a lot financially, right? But a man will never really bring that up in the beginning, right? But as if you get together, and then if you live together, then likely maybe that guy is also continuing to take on most of the financial burden, right? And this is where the relationship kind of polarizes, right? Which it means it goes into like extreme sides, right? Because if we live in a society where we're all equal, right? Then there really isn't those gender roles as far as, okay, well, you're the man, so you got to take care of all the expenses, and and then I'll do this, right? I'll clean the house or whatnot. But those roles are so confused in today's time, because in a sense, everyone kind of wants to be equal, right? Or that's the idea. Anyways, I feel it's pretty hard to really have like equal, relationships, because I feel like, once you're in a relationship, you're like, hey, well, I'm beautiful. I shouldn't have to, do everything that he does, right? He better pay for this gorgeousness, right? But, everyone's expected to put in the same effort as far as cleaning the house and all that stuff. So, but, guys, for women, it's like really, she just wants to feel loved, right? She wants to feel loved, that you care about her, that you're not gonna, flip out and, get upset, make her feel bad, but, she wants to feel that continued, love from you. That's what women want. And the thing is that, it's like a double-edged sword, right? Because these things go hand in hand, right? Because we do subtle things in when relating to each other that impact our ability or desire to want to behave in that same way that you did when you first got together. You know, that same patience that maybe you had for each other, that optimism, you know. Because a lot of times I feel like guys want to be loving, but you know, there's a lot that consumes a man. And mind you, when you all are not living together, this man has his own space, right? So at any point in time, if y'all ain't feeling each other, he'll just go back to his space and kind of, you know, regather himself. But once you're together, it's like really hard for a guy to like regather himself if y'all live in the same house, right? Unless he leaves. And that happens pretty often, ladies. I mean, how many times does your man not kind of storm out of the house upset, right? And he maybe stays out, he's drinking or whatever, and he comes back after he like kind of centers himself somewhat. And then he's back to, you know, trying to be loving, you know, but you're not really ready to receive that love after this guy fucking leaves the house and then comes back, right? But you'll notice he'll be like very, you know, maybe kind to you, you know, or whatnot, because he was able to kind of center himself, right? And it's a lot of these little small misunderstandings that cause like a lot of major issues because we just don't understand each other. It's like, imagine, you know, you had a program in your computer that, you know, when you typed the prompt in it, it did something else, right? Like it misinterpreted your command. You know, I don't know if a lot of you, you know, use AI for different things or whatnot, but, you know, you can basically just tell it, you know, tell the AI something that, you know, that you need something, and then it should kind of, you know, give you what you want, right? So, but it's a lot of miscommunication between the sexes, you know, so it's like really like almost like you have two different languages, you know. So, you know, a lot of times when a guy stops being loving, it's because he's likely, you know, overwhelmed with, you know, some of the responsibilities, and he doesn't have that space to himself that he goes to gather himself to where he's able to come back and kind of give that love, you know, freely and openly. So, but yeah, I mean, that's, you know, basically on the guy's responsibility side of things, it's more so than paying any bill or whatnot. I feel that, you know, because women can pay their own bills nowadays, right? So the thing that a man brings to the table is that ability to love. Obviously, you still want to have a good partner that if y'all are together, that, you know, it's going to be a good fit where, you know, if you have kids or whatnot, if that's going to be a good fit, is he responsible to, you know, help you with the children, you know, help to plan for the future. You know, I feel that's really important, you know, when you're vetting a partner. And, you know, for the guys, ladies, you know, guys for the most part, you know, it's not that, you know, we do value love. I feel like, you know, both of us value very similar things, but they're just at a different priority. For a guy, the priority, the number one thing for a guy is loyalty. Okay. It's not, you know, that you're loving to him, that you know, smother him, that you nurture him, all this stuff, right? For a guy, the main thing is loyalty. You know, just like for you, it's love. So it's two words that begin with the letter L, right? Love and loyalty. So, and not to say that women don't want loyalty, right? But let me ask you a question, ladies. If you had a man that gave you loyalty but didn't give you love, would that relationship work for you? Yeah. So it's more like on an order of priority, right? So the order of priority for you would be like, okay, and how many of you have stayed with a guy who is disloyal, but, you know, he's very loving to you, right? Because just the priority, the order of things, you know, love would come first, how you feel, you know, if he evokes that feeling of love. And then loyalty would, you know, come second. For a guy, loyalty comes before love. Meaning that, we want to make sure that you're not, talking to other guys, that you're exclusive, to me, right? We want to feel secure, and we want to feel confident in our relationship. That stems 100% from the fact that we know that you're not going to go out and talk to another guy when you get upset, and you're venting all your problems to this other dude anytime that you get upset. Because, whether he knows about it or not, it impacts the relationship when you do that. There is no loyalty, true loyalty, when, you're venting to someone else about the issues that you should be discussing with your man. And again, I'm not saying that it's, that there's anything wrong, right, with you. Again, this is a judgment-free zone. Judgment-free zone. The point here, the goal is for us to better understand ourselves, to better understand other people. So that way, it can help to kind of allow us to adjust better, to have better lives. I feel that once you understand something better, right? Like once you understand that you can't put, your hand, on a hot stove, then you won't do that, right? There's no emotions attached to it. You just know that, if you want to avoid that fire, you won't touch that hot stove. Right. So it's the same thing with, relationships and men and women trying to cohabitate and live together and partner up for a better life, because I truly believe that, when we're partnered up, and having a partner is definitely a good thing. There's so many benefits to it. And again, there's, folks that don't want to partner up. And if that's you, then that's fine. And maybe this show is not for you. Maybe it is. Maybe you still have some takeaways from it that you can apply for different things, But I truly believe that, having a partner is something that's beneficial, And a lot of times when things aren't working, there's minor tweaks, minor adjustments, just like your car has like tune-ups, right? You got to adjust things sometimes. If any of you are into racing and maybe lowriders, right? You have to adjust certain things for things to work right? Sometimes just a minor nudge is all that it takes. So if understanding that even when you're under stress, right? Even when you don't feel like it, you still got to be kind and loving to that woman, right? Because not so she doesn't run off and go speak with someone else, but because you want her to stay in your life by choice. You want her to be there because she wants to be there and because you make her happy, right? And sometimes to do that, you have to, sometimes use that muscle, right? And give that love even when you're exhausted, even when you have nothing to give. Or at the very least, be kind about asking for your space, right? So you can go and recuperate and fill your cup, so then you have enough in your cup to pour into other cups, right? And, ladies, loyalty, so just like you want acts of love, right? So a guy can sit there and say, hey, you know what? I love you. But then you're like, well, you don't show it. You haven't taken me out lately. You haven't told me I'm beautiful, give me flowers for no reason. Things like that, right? So acts of love. So, just like you want those acts of love, men appreciate acts of loyalty, just like you need love every day, right? So it's not just about, I was loving to you 2 months ago, right? We had a really good time. We went out, and then, you've just been disconnected ever since, right? Ladies, does it work like that? No, right? You wouldn't take that. You want consistency. You want him to, if you're going to be loving to me, be loving every fucking day. Be kind every day, right? Consistency, So ladies, guys really, are not that different, but we have to stop judging each other, and we got to start understanding each other. All right. Because all that man wants is acts of loyalty. He wants to just know that, that you're exclusive to him, and that in return, will make him be more loving. At the very least, it's not going to interfere, with his ability to love. But that should be the exchange, right? He's loving to you. You're getting that love primarily, right? Of course, you want him to be exclusive too, but again, that's, probably second or third in your hierarchy. But, a guy wants to know that you're exclusive to him. And what kind of acts? I mean, what does that look like? It could look, different ways in different scenarios to how you would, show your man that you're exclusive to him. Phones, for example. I feel like if you're in a relationship with someone and you all share a life, and maybe if you share children, I'm one to, why not have both of you guys have your locations on, just for safety reasons even. So both of you know where you are, I mean, in case something happens. Right? And why wouldn't either of you be able to hand each other your phone, at the drop of a hat? Why have this secret life on your phone? You know what I'm saying? So little things like that can help a man to feel that, you're exclusive. Right. And there's levels to it. So, when I speak about this, I'm speaking about it from a mature standpoint, right? Not some jealous, crazy guy. There's levels to it. Right. But in a healthy way, there's levels to it. But, also like think about the extremes. Right. So just like you have this, crazy, jealous dude. Right. And then you have this guy that just never questions anything at all. You could totally walk all over him. You could be cheating on him and he would never know. Because he doesn't confirm that you're not. Right. Maybe once in a while you want to confirm that. But it's not to the extremes. Everything should be leveled, as balanced as possible. It'll never be truly balanced, but you want things to be as balanced as possible. Right? So you both want to reassure each other to feel secure in the relationship. Just like love is an everyday thing, right? Exclusivity and loyalty and acts of that should also be a daily thing. Again, that's the trade-off. And the benefits of that, in my opinion, outweigh the minor adjustments that one has to make to help keep that partner happy. The benefits of the relationship outweigh it. Because it's crazy out here on these streets. And just, being a single person and dating a whole bunch of different people and knowing you can't rely on people when it counts, right? And in my opinion, that's not an ideal for me. An ideal for me is being with someone. I'm one that, I am so optimistic, when it comes to relationships and about people. About people's ability to change and adapt and adjust, to a fault even, I think, but yeah, because, if you have children, our kids are impacted, it's just, it's all bad overall, for the children mostly, when adults can make babies, but y'all can't get along and stay together to raise those babies. But big ups to anyone who is doing it on their own. I mean, obviously, if you have no other choice at all, you've got to give your best to your children. But yeah, even then, you definitely want a partner. You definitely don't want to spend the rest of your life by yourself, still be out there in the streets at, 60, 70 years old, I'm not 67, mijo, no. And my son asked, wait, you're 67? I'm like, no. But yeah, definitely. I mean, it makes life so much better in my opinion, but whatever, it is what it is. But again, that's, the two things I wanted to talk about is loyalty and love and loyalty. Again, fellas, you got to make sure you give that love. Ladies, give that loyalty and display it happily display that loyalty. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so here, you want my phone, dude? Here, look through it, So, because ladies, I mean, you really shouldn't have anything on that phone that you can't explain, there really isn't, because it's like, it's so much easier, right? Because why would you, entertain any fuckery on your phone, ladies? But for you to kind of have something to fall back on in case your relationship didn't work, right? That's the only reason why you would have that. But, the thing is that the day that your relationship fails, you can have dates that night, okay? So it's not like you need to entertain, all these other relationships, which is only going to like negatively impact your current relationship, right? Because you have simultaneous relationships, right? So if you have like someone that you're talking to, you're building a connection with someone else while you're still in a relationship, right? But it's like, it's almost like you're insecure, in not only in your relationship, just in general, right? Because if those are the actions that you take when you feel insecure versus going and trying to like actually communicate with your partner to try to fix whatever's causing you to feel insecure, if the action that you take is you're going to go and establish these other connections, then, that's more of your handling of things. And that's something that you need to look at, because you're not giving your relationship the best chance possible. And this is every single day. So you can't really say like, oh, well, I did that in the past. But no, if you're still in that relationship, you got to give it your all until the end. And this is both, men and women. Both parties have to give, until the end. But ladies, really, if the relationship ends today, you can have a new relationship tomorrow, because you got it like that. And guys don't. That's why guys be like, super sad and depressed, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that's why a lot of guys are also like keeping, relationship possibilities open while they're still in relationships, because a lot of guys now, like the soft guy era, there's a lot of guys that are moving like, like women have been. It's like, so there's been this whole, transformation, right? And sexual freedom. And women have been, have the ability to just go out and be sexually free, sexual revolution, right? And well, now guys want the same thing. So now the soft guy era, now guys are being sassy. So it's like the end of the traditional man, and, guys now are just like, hey, well, women are just out here, just to have sex. And, so me too, right? With no responsibility, right? So it's like this whole shit show, in my opinion, nowadays. And in the end, people still have a void that they're trying to fill, So But yeah, love and loyalty, you know. Fellas, love your woman. Ladies, show loyalty to your man. Make him feel like the big boss, like he's the only one, like he's just this hot and sexy man, you know what I'm saying? And you have eyes for nobody else, you know. That'll make him feel good, you know, and you want to do it because you want to make him feel good. And he wants to make you feel loved because he wants to make you feel good, you know. So again, that's the trade-off. That's that currency between love partners. You know, one gives love to the other and one gives loyalty to the other. Exclusivity. This is your box only, daddy. This is your box. It's only for you. You hold the key, you know. And, you know, fellas, your sweetness is her weakness. You know what I'm saying? So keep it sweet. All right, y'all. Hope y'all have a blessed day. Follow me on all the socials. Also, if you have Apple Music, Spotify, check out the music on there. Ese Doc, ESEDOC. I have a whole nother catalog under Docwell, DOCWEL. Go bump the music, share it, add me on all the socials. Again, look me up, Ese Doc, on TikTok. Look me up on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. All right, but y'all have a blessed day. Peace.